Hey everyone, welcome to Invest Smart with Steadily. I'm the host, Scott Brown. I'm on the partnerships team here at Steadily. Excited to have Lexi with Hemlane on today to discuss property management and landlord insurance and kind of how we all might tie here together. So Lexi, excited to have you join. She started out as an account executive at Hemlane, been there for about a year and a half and is now the growth manager. So Lexi, I'm kind of intrigued and would love to hear your story about your kind of growth at the company and your company themselves. Steadily and Hemlane partnered together for an all-inclusive, all-in-one property management solution, but between their property management platform and our landlord insurance offerings to be able to help better serve landlords for the long term.
Cool. Thanks, Scott. I'm really happy to talk to you and excited for our partnership with Steadily. So my name is Lexi. I'm the growth manager here at Hemlane. I, deal with all of the partnerships and sponsorships with the company. I've been with Hemlane for just nearly a year and a half now. So I started on the sales side of things. I've been responsible kind of for being the middleman and understanding the needs for customers and users, and then relaying it back to the team with a strategy and how we can kind of implement all of the suggestions.
Awesome. So could you describe a little bit of like Hemlane's main features for property managers?
Yeah, so we're a hybrid property management solution. So what that means is we have innovative technology on one side, does all of the heavy lifting, the rental advertising, application tracking, tenant screenings, lease management, rent collection. But then what really sets us apart is we have that extra layer of the human touch. So we have 24/7 repair coordination, tenant communications, lease negotiations, evictions. We even help with finding tenants to fill your vacancies. So we really have made Hemlane that all-in-one solution for landlords.
That's awesome. So you listed a ton of features that you guys provide for those landlords. How do those features kind of simplify the property management for those landlords?
Yeah, I mean, as a landlord, no one really wants to answer those calls for coordination, coordinating any of the repairs, or calling your tenants when they're late on rent. Everyone who owns an investment property, you all have one thing in common, and that's wanting to receive the passive income. So it's not very passive if you're spending all your time, talking to your tenants, managing your tenants, and that's where Hemlane comes in.
A lot of automating and streamlining initiatives for them. So that's going to help a ton, from the day to day. I think a lot of it is just helping give some time back to them. Again, trying to make it from an active to passive. So you're spot on there. I think that's going to be super helpful there. So for landlords used to juggling multiple tools and services, what are the biggest advantages of switching to an all-in-one platform like Hemlane?
Yeah, I mean, switching to an all-in-one platform, lots of different advantages, streamlining the operations, enhancing efficiency, reducing your costs. Property management tasks can be daunting, and putting them into a single platform, simplifying the task management, improving decision-making, integrating all your analytics, it just makes a landlord's life easier. And with the 24/7 access and support, it allows you to scale your properties, invest into more, build your portfolio, and just ensure that you have that support built out for you.
Totally. Lexi, would you mind discussing a few strategies for effective tenant management for our landlords that are listening?
Yeah, I mean, clear communications channels should be open between landlords and tenants at all times. If you want to maintain the tenant satisfaction and retention, I think communication is hands down the most important thing from the beginning of screening them, setting them up with their rent, and then providing the support throughout their time as a tenant is super important.
Awesome. Would you mind giving a few examples of maybe some proactive property maintenance?
Property maintenance?
Yeah, maybe just on the proactive side of things to maybe mitigate some risk as far as maybe on the insurance side for us as far as what might keep a property in better condition.
Yeah, I mean, coming into summertime, it's always important to make sure, checking your air conditioning, and then also doing your like annual inspection. So staying on top of that, and Hemlane helps coordinate all of the inspections for you. So just making sure you're on top of the inspections so the property is in good health.
Awesome. Um, would you mind going a little bit into the legal compliance? Basically, like how you guys can help ensure that the landlords are legally compliant?
Yeah, so we do offer a service called Rent Defense, and I don't know a single user on the platform that does not opt in for this, because it does allow like the peace of mind on the day to day for the landlord. If your tenant's ever late on their rent, we'll be picking up the phone, calling them, collecting their rent, ensuring that you're not missing out on that. So that service, the rent defense, there is three main stages that we go through. Mediation being the first one, where we pick up the phone, we call them, we try to understand why the tenant's late on their rent. And then we provide resources, an action plan, hopefully to get the rent collected. I would say typically 98% of the time, issues are resolved in this step. However, sometimes it's not, renters aren't as cooperative, so we do take it a step further, where we can serve that notice to the tenant.
Yeah, really, wherever we can help on the earlier stages is always going to be probably a better option for everybody involved, all parties. Kind of in emerging trends, what would be some emerging trends in property management technology that Hemley might be using today?
Yeah, I mean, trends in property management, it's changing every single day. Something's coming up every single day. Most recently, what comes to my mind is like integration of like IoT devices for smart homes, keyless entry. Um, those are some that are coming to my top of my head right now.
Lexi, in terms of Hemlane's like current positioning, and where you guys might see yourself with your guys' future plans, the industry has evolved a ton over the last decade. Where does Hemlane kind of see yourself going in the future?
Yeah, I think that, I mean, like most things these days, the property management industry has shifted towards a more tech-driven solution. However, you can't automate everything, and that's why it's important to find the balance between technology and human touch. And that's why Hemlane has created the all-in-one solution for property managers.
Awesome. If you had to say here in your view, what has been like the most game changing technological advancement in property management recently?
I mean, that's a tough question.
We hit
Uh,
with the hard hitting stuff here.
Yeah, the game-changing technology advancement. I mean, I would say for us personally, it is that tenant placement that we do. So, um, for out-of-state investors, like you're not able to be there for showings. So we offer, lock boxes, where we can do the showings for you from afar. So that's not necessary for you to be, on premises of the property. We can do it all from afar for you, to find a high quality tenant to fill vacancies.
When I hear that response, I hear helping investors scale outside their own market, essentially. Basically, if you can't be there in person, you guys are going to have an option. So I totally agree. That's a huge advancement. Lexi, again, I appreciate your time on our Invest Smart here this afternoon. Again, integrating technology into property management is so important. I think automating, streamlining any initiatives that can kind of give some time and money back to landlords is something that ultimately is going to be major value add to a real estate investor. So I appreciate your time on our call. Encourage listeners to explore Hemlane further streamlined property management solutions like all in one. They're a wonderful partner, and we're really excited to see your guys' company grow here and work together.
Awesome. Thanks, Scott. Appreciate it.